Today we have with us Mr. Hamid, and he is a senior cybersecurity professional, and he has experience of about 22 years, more than 22 years, so more than 2 decades of experience, and he has quite rich experience and at a very senior level in particular Oman market, and he's a veteran, we can say, because he started his cybersecurity journey very early, right, when the market was still developing, and so he has seen the different phases of the development of the cybersecurity from the very basis to the what the cybersecurity world is today. So, and he himself has seen many different challenges about the adoption of the cybersecurity into the technical side as well as into the governance side. So he is currently also working as a cybersecurity manager at one of the major utility company in Oman, in Muscat. And we welcome you, Hamid. You're on mute, Hamid.
Yes, thank you, Rahul, for the introduction. My name is Hamid Al Araimi. I'm a cybersecurity practitioner, and I'm thanking you for inviting me for this session to discuss about the data privacy law in Oman.
Thank you. So we started the right term, the data privacy. So we want to first understand what is data privacy.
Data privacy is it is how to protect our identity. I mean, in the application in the internet. So there are some information that we should not share only if there's a purpose and a reason to share it, and also we have the right to be forgotten in case we added these information. Some of the informations can identify the person, the gender, the location of that individual. If someone take these information or use it against that individual, it could cause harm. And sometimes we should have the right to remove these information from any website, platform, e-commerce website, entity that collects our digital information.
Okay, so when we're saying that the information and it can it can do something, it can be bad for us. So what is that information we are referring to? What is personal data here?
Personal data, any data that can define the individual directly or indirectly. This can include his ID, his passport, his phone numbers, his emails, his address, his photos, his videos, the location, and any sensitive data can include like his financial, biometric, and even his children information or his health information. So these information can be used against the individual in a good way, in a bad way, and without his consent. So these data can cause maybe there's. I'll give you one example. One example, like you upload, you provide your information to a company to deliver maybe your furniture you bought online.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that company shares your number with a third party.
Okay.
And then the third party shares it with another party to deliver it. And then unfortunately they start selling your data.
Okay.
Or and then you get a lot of calls from unwanted advertisement trying to sell you things that you're not thinking to buy.
Okay.
Then you cannot, you should have the right to be forgotten. So you have the right to ensure that your data is protected, that no one should process the data only in the case that will support you to provide you the service that you requested.
Okay.
So data should be handled in a very professional manner and should be even protected by law. So they should even tell you that we will share this data with blah blah blah, and you have the right to accept that. But in this case that I shared now, that didn't happen. So see, you get annoying calls. Your information is shared with multiple entities. and then the issue will happen.
Okay. So when you're saying the data can be like sold to the third parties and to then the fourth parties as well, and so there is a like kind of as once we submit the data to any organization, so our data can be like misused and so what is the protection we have from the for this? Like what is anything from the government, anything in terms of law we have?
Yes, the Oman the data protection law protects the individual privacy of the person, regulate the process of processing the data, safeguard the personal data against unauthorized access or disclosure or loss even, defines the rights of the data subjects, establishes the responsibility of the data control processes, foment and trust digital services, and ensure compliance through enforcing measures. So the law that is يعني the data protection law يعني grants this to the user to the owner of this data. It's now governed, and there's a law that will protect this person, and even companies will even ensure that they don't share data with anyone, and they will be accountable for sharing data of customers without having controls or security measures to protect them.
Okay, so is I think like this is very new in the Oman market. So like have some companies implemented this law, or largely I see like the date I'm still getting the spam messages and spam calls.
Yes, you'll be يعني it is still in the beginning of the implementation of the law, but a lot of companies in the region and even in Oman are starting taking the data privacy law seriously. They started ensuring that their systems are adopting the masking practice, are adopting the encryption practice, are ensuring that even the data processors they don't access data they don't need. So this is becoming now a practice, as a maturity practice, and people and a lot of entities are adopting this to be aligned with the new law.
Okay.
And this will benefit the customers, the citizens. It will ensure that their data will be handled in a really secure manner that will stop the misuse of the data, and even will stop the collection of unwanted data. I mean, that will really help a lot to have a really good governance in this that data protection and privacy of the customers.
So can you share the high level key principles of this law, the PDPL, or maybe like what everyone should know about this PDPL?
Yes, the principle is now it is there's a law for protecting the data of the customers. There should be always transparency. Like the individual has the right to know where his data is used and why is it used. There's even a purpose for the entities will provide the purpose why they need this data. Even accuracy and security and accountability will be there. So the entities that collect the data will be accountable to ensure the data is protected and safeguarded even.
Okay, so we can hold them responsible. That means if they share or they sell our data.
Yes, we can. By the law protects the individual, and even the law gives him the right to be forgotten and even to ask, how his data is used and why is it used, and he has the right to know and even report if the data that he shared is not needed. So the entities or the organizations can improve the collection of his data, and he has the right to ask them, how are you saving my data? How are you saving and securing my data and protecting it based on the new law?
Okay.
So it is really a good practice, and I really observed a lot of systems are improving. the way they collect the data, the way that the data is even entered in these systems, just to ensure that they adopt the best practices of the PDL, the data privacy law.
So so it is for the protection of the individuals. For what is the rights of the individuals here? So what are the rights one can exercise, or what one can expect out of this law? So what is the benefit to the people?
Yes, the one of the benefits of the people of the individuals, they have the right to know how is the data used, access their information, correct, incorrect in data, withdraw consents, and even expect their data to be protected. And they have even one very good thing is the right to be forgotten. Sometimes you disable your user account from any platform.
Yeah. So if I don't want to do any business with them, so I can say, okay, YouTube, please delete my data.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you have the right to ask them, and they have the right to show you the evidence that this is done.
Okay. So how strong is, like, you see, is a kind of because if is there any penalties associated with it, or maybe like how it is seen? Like if for example, if I file a request to a data controller, to an organization I've shared my data with, and I want to say, okay, please delete my data. Don't send me these messages and the calls. So what is the action they are expected to take?
They will handle this request as seriously, because it's part of the law, and they will show you evidence that this is handled in a well manner. This will be always a good thing. You get sometime, it will show that there's a practice of governing the data. There's a practice of disabling and forgetting remove. The individual will have the right to remove his data from that application, from that website. That it will even ensure that he knows that, okay, I will not get these messages again.
Okay. So if, for example, organization has good intent, they are not doing anything bad, but we shared the data with them, and somehow the data got breached, there's a cyber attack happens, and so what will happen in that case? Can we still help the organization responsible for it?
Yes, if we can hold the organization, we can hold the organization against that, but after showing that the organization really did protect your data, and how is the impact of that breach, and was my data affected in that breach? But if the company did all the controls that will protect your data, and unfortunately the adversary managed to attack the company and get the data. That's a different case, because they were doing due care, and they had the controls on the side. But if there's a company that didn't have the proper controls, or and made the breach easy, that's a different case, because it is like showing that they don't care about the data. So it depends. Every breach, after every breach has it depends on what was the incident of the breach, and after that we can analyze the impact of that breach. But the organizations that collect data or process data, they are responsible to ensure that all the data is protected, safeguarded, and handled in a very proper manner, and try to minimize the risk of any breach that can happen to this data.
So if my data is being stolen by some bad guys by launching an attack to the company with whom I shared my data, so how would I get to know that, okay, my data is now being misused, or what I can take some measures to protect myself? Maybe I can change my password or something.
Yeah.
How I
See,
will get to know?
actually, the company should the company that has a breach should declare that they had a breach and the impact is on this database.
Okay. So they will inform me.
Transparency is important. Excuse me.
They will inform me.
Usually they don't inform. Usually they don't inform. They publish it. They publish
They
that
publish
we were breached and some customers were affected. And then I mean the individual needs to contact the company that had the breach and ask them, is my data affected from this breach? And they will tell him. Or they are some threat intelligent tools that will say, like okay, you can add your email or your phone number or your name. It will tell you that if they detect it, they will tell you that your name was detected in a breach in this date from this company.
Okay.
So these are one of the way, but I think the easiest way is to contact the company that processes your data that was having a breach, asking them, is my data affected or not? And they should really respond to your request.
Okay. Fine. So, if I want as a company, because I need to be kind of worried about if I'm collecting data and if I'm into public sector, if I'm into B2C kind of business, so I'll be collecting the data from people. Like I'm a hotel, for example, fine, or maybe just a utility company when providing some telecom services, utility services. So in that case, what are the best practices I need to follow to protect the data?
As a company or as an individual?
As a company.
As a company, first of all, I have to have if it depends. First of all, I have to educate my employees about the data privacy law. I have to educate my data processors how they should handle the customer data, ensure that they are aware of the data privacy law, ensure that my system are designed as privacy by design. These principles should be adopted and scattered across all my applications and databases. I should even monitor the access of the data. I should only grant data that is need to process a certain function for the customer. Not all the data should be viewed to other employees, just to protect the privacy of the customer. So one example is very easy. Like a customer is registered and he uploaded his ID. He filled all the form, his age group and his gender and his name, and he's added his family to the hotel reservation names. So, but I don't need all that information. I need to know the booking is under whose name and how can I communicate with that person who booked. I don't need to know the other things, like other details.
So basically,
okay, so that
collect
is
the minimum information. Don't collect everything. So collect the minimum information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to collect the information that will help you, that will help the entity, the organization to do and serve that individual. Other information that will not help him, will not help the entity to serve and the individual is the useless information.
Okay.
So that is the point. Useless information, but it will not help the organization to serve that individual in a better way. Why entities collect information? Just to ensure that they can serve the individual in a good way.
Yeah, right.
When we order a taxi on a mobile app, the taxi app needs to know the person's number and the location.
Yes.
Okay, and how the method of payment. These are the information. He doesn't need other information. And how many people will be with him. He doesn't need to know the names of these people who will be with him. He needs to know the name of the requester. That's all.
Yeah. And so this taxi app, taxi app asks you to set your favorite location, the home location, office location. So that they should not do because that is revealing more information than what they need.
Yes, but they always ask you with your consent. We want this information based on your consent. So that's a way. Individuals should be aware. They should even be aware that I should not share any information that is not needed.
Okay.
You know,
So means we need
that's
yeah, we need to read their privacy notice, terms and service, like very carefully to
yes.
see how they're doing.
Yeah, but honestly, a lot of individuals, they don't have the time to read the privacy.
Notice, yeah.
I
How
mean,
many will you read? Because
notice.
we interact with so many different companies, so many different applications. How much will you read? And one single
Yeah,
document is probably multiple pages. Fine, maybe if I have to book a taxi, I have to read a 40-page document. Probably I'll not book a taxi then.
yeah, when once your information is in the internet, it is accessible to anyone if that entity doesn't have really good controls.
Yeah.
That's how you should think about it. Always you should not think I will upload my information to a mobile app that is giving me a very good price, but they don't consider data privacy. They don't consider security. They are operating from a country that doesn't have any privacy law. So with even the individual should be aware that where he's sharing his data. It's a shared responsibility. That's what I'm trying to say. And even what data he should share with the entity.
This is very
And he
good.
should challenge the entity.
Mm. Well, this is a very good point because if we reveal more information, if we are not reading the document, that's our problem as well. And sometimes we don't realize like where we are submitting the data. Sometimes we just want to get some discount coupons and we just fill up the form. So that government cannot do anything. That even the others cannot do anything. Sometimes when we are revealing the information to a small entity, they may not have a big business and big budget to install or to implement very like kind of a state of the art cybersecurity controls. So there's more chances the data can be stolen from there. And then once the data is stolen, then probably it goes uncontrolled and probably everybody can get hold of it. That's a very good point that we have to be ourselves have to be very careful that with whom we are sharing the data. That's a very good point. Yes, it's a shared
Even
responsibility. Yes.
we have to even educate our families, our friends, that whatever we share in the internet is we're not sure it will be used by who. So that's why if we choose any platform to do any service, we have to compare and ensure that they are really adopting the best practice and ensuring that they are having a privacy practice, they are having a security practice. And we can even now Google a lot of information about that platform before we share our data with them. There's even reviews about how that platform handles, how that platform provides, how that platform even operates. So my concern is that as individuals, we should really be conscious in how our data is shared with these platforms. And even if we don't have any use for that platform, we should ensure that we are forgotten, and we should even write to them an email saying, please remove my data as I'm no more will be using that platform. We have a lot of students who go abroad for studying, and they register in a lot of platforms. So they can even before leaving that country, they can just mention that or contact that platforms and saying them, please remove my personal data from your platform because I'll be leaving on the state and I'll not be coming again to this. I will not be using to your platform. These are one of the practices everyone should adopt, and he should even educate his kids, his family, his friends, his colleagues at work that data is important, and data should not be shared only with a purpose.
Yeah. So that way is to educate people. Like probably Shah Alam is doing a great job. He has made this PDPO club and doing the session, inviting people like you to share your experiences and the knowledge with the larger audience. So that way, I appreciate this effort. And
Yes. I thank Shah for organizing this session and really talking about a very important topic that a lot of us are not aware. And I was not aware about the privacy law. I mean, when it started, the first privacy law I heard about it was the American privacy law, and then the European privacy law. and really the way how they mentioned the European privacy law, it really made me think. What it is really important that sometimes we need to be forgotten from certain platforms.
Yeah. So GDPR set the new benchmark in this world, in this domain, and now the all
Yes,
laws which are introduced after GDPR, they have some element of GDPR requirements. So, yeah, they are probably the lighter version of GDPR. So you see the Oman
yes.
PDPL is also like linked with GDPR.
Yes, yes. It's. Most of these frameworks have a lot of in common, but
Mhm.
they are made and as for the certain areas.
Different geographies.
We in GIS, yeah, different geographies. Even in Oman, we have certain certain requirements that this law really covered.
Mhm. Okay.
The accountability of the data. When the accountability of the data, the rights that the individual has, the accountability of the entity who collects the data, this was not really governed before this law.
Mhm.
It was no one had the ownership of or the responsible to ensure that whatever data is collected should be protected. Now this law really gives a really clear picture of how this the data, personal data, should be used, protected, even how the way it should be accessed by the process, the handlers of it.
Okay. So I would like also request for the larger audience to share some real life examples of what are the companies or what are kind of data that we are referring to here. So kind of like the if I'm going to the kind of getting a phone number, for example, fine with the Omantel, fine. So is it covered there?
Yes, yes, yes. By the way, the telecommunication companies are very. They're adopting the data privacy law even before the data privacy law was launched.
Mhm.
And if you go, I remember I went one time to one of the showrooms in one of the telecommunication provider that I wanted to replace the SIM card for my sister.
Mhm.
And the person there told me, I cannot share your sister's or give you the SIM card only if she's there.
Okay.
And I need to ensure that she needs to come here with her ID. And I
Mhm.
told her, يا أخي, this is my ID and I'm her brother. He said, yes, but you're not the owner of this SIM card. And I cannot grant you the SIM card because the SIM card is having a lot of integration with other
Mm.
entities, like,
You get OTP. Yeah.
yeah, OTP, yes.
Yes. You get OTP from the
So
sector.
yes, 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 and even the banking sectors are really adopting this practice before the law. And if you go to any bank and tell him I want information about my son's account, he will tell you, sorry, your son should come here. I can't give you any information.
Mm.
So even if you go to the stock market, if you go to the stock market, say I want to take out the investor number for my brother or for my relative or for my friend, they say sorry, they need to come here and show their ID. So these practices are there in Oman, but the law really governed it in a better way.
Okay.
But these entities are already matured enough to have this since long time ago, not from because of the law.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of entities they don't have this practice, so this practice will really help the other entities to adopt them, as there's a reason for them to adopt is the new law.
Okay. So like what are the best practices that everyone should follow?
The best practices is first, first of all, uh, we have to do a gap assessment on the systems that we are maintaining that collects information from customers to ensure these systems have data privacy in them. And if there is no data privacy, find the gaps that in the systems and try and fix them as soon as possible to ensure these gaps are are adopting the data privacy law, like masking certain information as the data privacy law, ensuring there's encryption in the data, reviewing the third parties who handle our data, ensure that they are not accessing data that they should not access. All this is a small assessment will really do a big change in the organization. It will save them money, so they will not get fined. It will ensure that they have a practice, ensure that they have a procedures to answer the customers if they have any concerns about the data privacy. Make the replies ready. Okay, do a drill if someone comes asking for certain data, and even educate the employees who handle these data. It is a practice, and it is a practice process and even technology. All these three things, if we adopt them, we will have a better يعني practice in that entity. This is for regarding the entity. Regarding the individuals, we should at least read the law, the data privacy law or the GDPR law. Try to understand what is our rights. What is the rights of the data processor? What is the right of the entity? Okay. Try to adapt the law, the understanding of the individual of the law. Try to adapt it in my digital footprints. If review all the accounts I have in the digital world, remove whatever apps I'm not using. Okay, ensure that I give them only the data they need to process their work. Remove the unnecessary data from these platforms.
Okay.
It's simple. Yeah.
So there's a lot to do.
It's simple.
So there's a lot to do. So we need some specialized people also. So people who want to make career in this domain. So what they should do? Like if someone is a fresher, only freshers can, or like only experienced people can do, or fresher can also start with.
Yes, the data privacy law is a fresher can. Mostly people who go to this field, they come from the side of legal, or from the side of cybersecurity. But anyone can understand the law. This law, it is a straightforward law. It is straightforward. It's very clear.
This was a question from one of the participants, Zenith, and she has also asked like any course to be considered, like what she can do.
There's a lot of courses for data privacy. I think I will share I will post some of them after the session. And I think Shah can help us more about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I don't recall the names, the real names of these these courses. But they are.
Yeah, I will say that if you follow the best, the kind of the globally recognized and in neutral, a kind of any kind of not specific to any particular law. For example, if you go for CIPP, so it has a European version, American version. So, but if you go with a kind of an internationalized kind of version, so you can go with ISO 27701. That's a standard which talks about the data privacy practices. And ISO 27701 the latest version was 2025, which is recently launched, and that's an independent standard which you can just follow. Many people who are from the cybersecurity side, they probably know about 27001, and this one is 27701. Right. So this is probably everyone can just go through. It has all the best practices and the controls what one need to implement.
Yes.
And Anurag has asked a question. I have 10 years of experience in IT. What I should consider as a benchmark to build the knowledge, and IT should know legal skills or basic understanding as well fine. So means he's asking basically, well, like what is the minimum? Or he has a 10 years of experience in IT. Basically, he want to start the career in data privacy domain. What all he should need to do?
Well, first of all, I think he needs to understand what is data privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he needs to read there's a lot of data privacy laws. try to read them, understand what they're trying to adapt, and then try to start practicing these laws, and even then try to enter some courses that talk about data privacy law. And then you can start the career from there and start adopting these practices on as individual first, and then even check the entity that you work for, he works for, or she works for, how they're adopting data privacy in the organization. And maybe they have a data privacy officer there that he can meet and explain to him how important is data privacy. A lot of banks, a lot of a lot of banks, a lot of telecommunications, and airlines, they have data privacy officer.
Okay.
And they are one of the good people that you can have a 5-minute chat or 10 minutes chat with them, and they can answer all the concerns that took you hours to understand.
So people is watching Hamid. He's an expert in this, so you can connect with him also on the LinkedIn. Is it okay, Hamid? If people connect?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, connect, and we can talk more about it offline. But it is, even for me, when I started understanding what is data privacy law, it took me. I read a lot of documents about them, but really, what changed my mindset when I met one of the data privacy officers, and he told me what should I focus as a cybersecurity practitioner, and how important is data privacy law, and how important is to ensure that it is added in our contracts, the data handling contracts. It should be added that and data should be handled in a secure and manner as the data privacy law, and should not violate that privacy law.
Yeah, and 2 cents I would want to add is like this is a law, and you can download the copy of that law as well. You can download that copy, and you can read that what is written in that law. So that will give you the base idea about in what direction you need to go, what you need to learn, other than any other courses. Okay, so Abid, like we have 5 minutes left for this meeting, and probably anything you want to say as a last, like key learning out of this or key takeaways.
والله the takeaways of this is privacy is everyone's responsibility. Compliance builds trust and support the business success. Cybersecurity helps protect privacy, but it doesn't prevent it from happening.
Very nice.
So that's the thing I think we should know. Privacy is everyone's responsibility. No one will ensure that your data is protected if you don't ask questions. How are you securing my data? Who's handling my data? Why do you need this data? Always these questions should be asked. Why you request my kids' information? I'm the contract holder. Why you request this information? You should only ask me the age and how many kids you have. That's I think is why you don't need his name, because you'll not be dealing with him. So these questions will even ensure the third party or the person who's requesting this data, he'll be aware next time. He will improve his requests, because they will overlay that and ensure that these data that is not needed. So why should we collect them? But if no one tells them, they'll be starting collecting them, but they think they're doing a good job. But we need to always challenge these data collectors that we don't need to give you this data.
Basically put together about the compliance and the practices, and then the awareness of the people is a key here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Anyone have any more questions? Please feel free to ask. We have only 3 minutes left. Okay, so there are no new questions. Thank you so much, Hamid, for your time, and it was very knowledgeable, and probably the audience also learned new things about data privacy, right? And I hope to see you again. I will invite you again for the upcoming session. Those who want to connect with us, there's a PDPO Club WhatsApp group you can join. You can connect with Shah Alam for this, and those who want to connect with the expert Hamid, and they can connect with him over the LinkedIn. You can just find him on the LinkedIn, and probably once we'll publish this recording, we'll also share the URL as well, and we'll see like it can be shared, right? So that ways you can connect with them. And thank you very much, everyone, for your participation, and they will see you for the next session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hamid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, Rahul, and thank you everyone for attending the session. I hope that you gain some knowledge on about data privacy, and really it was a fruitful session. And I think the organizers for this, and I think really Shah Alam and Rahul for their support, and it was really a very useful session. And I hope to connect again, inshallah. Thank you,
So
and
Shah
have a
was
nice weekend, everyone.
Shah was supposed to host the event because, and he was like a kind of a profile was also shared with everyone as a part of the promotion. But like I'm working as a Stephanie here, so something like technical, some technical issues, so I had to jump in. So next time you will see Shah Alam as well, fine, and probably he will also be joining on camera with you, and we'll connect with him again. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll just close the event.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.